first car up for review is a lovely classic Grand Tourer, the Alpine A310. This one's at 450 pp running on sports softs with 250 free brake horsepower at 970 kg. It's got an even weight split as well. The first test I'm going to do around Sierra's SS2 and 3 to see its open road performance. I'll start with SS2, let's crack on. The A310 has a pretty good start off the line. She'll spin her tyres a little on full throttle thanks to having the earlier 3-revving 1600 4-pot, but it finds purchase quickly. Through the sharp turns when on cold tyres it can be a bit slippy, although it's easily catchable with good throttle control. Holding the inside line is a breeze in this car as it has such great traction and stability that belies its low weight, and the chassis is just so well balanced that it can either be smooth and steady through the hairpins, or it can be playful and easily hold a neutral but slightly oversteady balance. Along the longer section, that buzzy little 4-pot sees the A310 to 157 mph with relative haste. Unusual for her age, the car has 6 gears. Under braking, pretty stable, but it needs to be left with slight trailing throttle. Time set was 2 minutes 53.184. Now we'll go back up the Sierra Lakeside by testing the little French GT on SS3 of Sierra. Again, a relatively quick start from the Alpine, albeit with a fair bit wheel spin, but who doesn't like a burnout? Slightly loose on the first 90-degree corner, but much grippier by the time it reached the 2 consecutive ones at the top of the hill. I must say, although it was still gathering pace, there is a noticeable drop in acceleration going uphill, but it's not bad for being a 1.6. Going through the fast downhill sweepers, the A310 feels very stable, if a little tuggy at the helm. Under braking, going into the hairpin at the end of this section, the car adopts an oversteady bias that has to be tamed. Steady throttle and good control of the wheel should see you fine. She holds the line very well through the next hairpin and then again at the following turn going over the hill, but it does like a bit of a playful slide through the chicanes before and after the first bridge, and again in the fast uphill section just after. It's set at 246.185. Next up, we'll see how the little Alpine copes with city streets by going round Tokyo's Route 246. Through the first 90-degree turn, the car naturally starts to drift under braking and holds a neutral slide upon picking up the throttle. She feels nimble but sure-footed through the quick left-right complex just after and holds the line with ease again thanks to that chassis. Remaining light on its feet, so to speak, the A310 adopts a controlled sliding line around the long 180-degree corner and then holds it into the next one again. It feels tight and alert as it carves through the downhill S-bend and takes a fast yet oversteady line through the two consecutive 90-degree turns at the top of that section. It really starts to show Alpine's rally roots. In the downhill section, leading to the last 180-degree turn, it can feel a little frantic, but does remain planted. Up to the last tight 180-degree bend, at which point it drifts round and charges off down the straight to 152 miles an hour in 6th gear. The lap time was a 1 minute 58.860. As a benchmark test throughout the series, we'll be using the Goodwood Hillclimb, so let's see how the A310 got on. She's a little better off the line here as it was more controlled on the throttle, although she does feel shaky and darty around the first and second turns, but holds a nice line at the S-bend that follows. After a short burst down the straight, the A310 does feel a little wild going through the chicane near the front wall, but after this you can pretty much keep your foot flat to the end around the last corner. She's set at 54.573. Okay, so we finish up with a quick rundown of this A310 state of tune, followed by a quick overall summary of the car in all three tests. The car is relatively easy to tune and has been set up to feel like a Grand Tourer while still being fun to drive. All performance and weight reducing modifications have been made and a 50-50 weight split was achieved through ballast in the middle of the nose. The suspension has been tightened up a little and runs a flat camber of 2.0 front and rear. All tests were on sport soft tyres with the traction control at 0, ABS at 4 and the track grip set to real. On the open road, the A310 felt very much the fast Grand Tourer, stable and smooth although also playful and well enough balanced to be entertaining. In the city, it was a great little car, super nimble but alert and intuitive with it. Clearly you can take the Alpine out of the World Rally Championship, but not the rally spirit out of the Alpine. And at Goodwood, it felt okay, although a little out of its comfort zone. Clearly, despite Alpine's rally past, the A310 behaves like the Grand Tourer it is, and it's a lot better at being that than being a road racer. Overall, a very good, fun, enjoyable car.